And we are Facebook Living from Laura Plantation this afternoon. Norman, what are we working on?
Well, we have a crew of 4 people here who are doing the decorating and the redecorating of the interior of the house. We have other crews here for the next few weeks doing cleaning. We're redoing our gift shop. Lots going on. But this project is we are decorating the friezes around the interior rooms. We have 7 rooms we want to do. Believe it or not, 16 years ago we did this, and we finished quite a few rooms, and 2 days later is when we had the fire. So only a few people got to see.
So that was in August of 2004, yeah.
2004, 16 years ago.
16 years ago.
I know. But what we've done, what we did 16 years ago and are doing now is we did research to find out what sort of decor a house like this built in 1804, 1805 would have had in it, with the French influence, the owner having come from Normandy and the family being French Canadian. So I used a lot of resources here. Empire or Empire is the period in which this house is built, the period of Napoleon.
So 1804, 1805.
Yeah, and so when you go through a wonderful book like this, or at this one, fabulous ornament, it'll have every type of style
Decorations.
from the Egyptians on down today. And then we have one that's French Archive of Design and Decoration, which goes into wallpapers, dinnerware, furniture, everything you want, but it gives them at different times, and it also gives it during the time of Napoleon, which in this book is called Classicism. And if you just look at these designs and you see what were they interested in putting on their walls at that time? Well, a lot, and incredibly colorful.
Mm-hmm.
You might know that we got here, we have 8 layers of paint on our mantles, and as you scrape from one layer to the next, it got brighter and brighter and brighter. So we want to give anybody who walks through the house an idea of how colorful this structure really was when they first built it.
Well, because in lots of cases, when people are visiting historic houses like this, they're seeing much more subdued colors and things like that, but this was really bright.
Well, believe it or not, so much of historic homes in the South are antebellum, say from the 1830s, 40s, 50s, just before the Civil War. Well, that's a completely different style. Or even after that, the Victorian stuff. A lot of muted colors and things like that. But baby, these colors were not muted. So we looked at the colors of the walls, and we said, let's reproduce those. So what we did was we created designs such as this one, taken from bits and pieces from this other one. Now,
That's very Empire.
Yeah, it is. And what I did is I had to create something that went across my mantle from end to end and sort of was symmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
But it's simple. It's only got 3 colors in it. The gold, the gray, and the background. Another simple one that we had done 16 years ago was this for the ladies' office. And you will see that we're working on it again today. So it's a very simple thing. But we were able to keep, it was on computer, the designs we had made 17, 18 years ago. So we did not lose any of those original designs that we had made. This is an actual stencil that has been used already. It doesn't look like much. It's can get a little messy. But what we do is we take this picture, full size, and you can see it fits right over it.
Ah, okay.
And what I had to do was take a permanent marker and mark it and cut it out with an X-Acto knife, and then spray it with an adhesive, a spray adhesive. Mm-hmm. You need an adhesive that does not stick.
Okay.
It's
so it peels off easily.
It is a repositional temporary adhesive. You can get this at any art supply store. It works miracles. And you spray it a little bit, and you stick it on the wall, and you paint it. And as we go through the house, you're going to see this being done at this point. So I'd like to bring you through the rooms that we're working on. And these are all people who work here at Laura. Some of them are tour guides. They've never done this before. This is new to them. I was able to give them what we've done in the past, and I hope they're enthusiastic about it because they do a really good job. And let's just go through here. And,
Sure thing.
We'll go see Logan. And Logan is working on the men's office, which I think you'll see it's going to be quite masculine looking.
So for those of our visitors who've come and taken tours with us before, what you're going to see is completely behind the scenes. The rooms are mostly empty of their furniture. We've taken everything off the walls, so it's a completely different look now in the rooms inside the house.
This is Logan high on a ladder.
Hi.
So Logan's up there.
11 feet up there, and he's doing, let me give you an idea of what he's doing. I have a picture of it.
Sure.
Right here.
Let's not move the camera too quickly.
It is a very complicated design that is for the men's office. It has this drape thing with like teardrops. I think I call them pearls. It has almost an Egyptian look to me. And so that was very popular during Napoleon's time. So it's going to look as though there's things dripping off the ceiling there.
So that's the bottom part right here that he's working on now, and then they'll come back and do the upper level.
We have on this room, it's very complicated, we have 7 different layers. It's almost like working in silk screen, where you put one layer over the other. That's what he has to do. And he's doing a great job.
So, Logan, you are used to doing tours and coming into these rooms and telling stories about the rooms and the people who lived here, but not so much talking about the architecture, the decoration. So, is this giving you a completely different insight into what goes into preparing the house as a stage for the tours?
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like on tour we talk about bits, like aspects of the architecture, but like after doing this, I feel like I have a whole newfound perspective about it all. For sure.
So you've been working in this room for
4 days.
For 4 days.
4 days.
4 days. And so it was the prep work, all of that behind, so the cleaning and base paint, and now you're working on the stencil part. What do you like about it, and what do you not like about it?
Honestly, I guess like the only negative aspect you could say is like it's very tedious, but I find it to be very relaxing because the finished product it's so neatly done. So I think it's worth it in the end.
So I can imagine that once you've gotten that first layer put over and you're painting now through the stencil, when you pull that off and you see it, it's a satisfying or
yeah, it's very instantly gratifying for sure. 'Cause you see like you spent all this time, but like look what it did, like what it made.
look what it did. All right, thanks. It's looking great.
Thank you.
All right, so let's move on.
Okay. We'll go from the men's office, we'll go into the men's bedroom. It's a much bigger room. And again, a similar design that we had made 16 years ago. And this is what it came out to be. Again, you can kind of see this draping movement that goes across.
So how many colors are here?
I think it's 7 again. And these first rooms here are quite sophisticated. This motif of a line of laurel leaves is everywhere in France at that time. And anything that's pendant feeling. The red,
drapes.
white, and blue of the French tricolor is there. What these things are, I have no idea. But we took them from different designs. Again, things are hanging. I love the motion of it all. And to be able to put it, we just started doing it at the very top. Again,
So we'll be able to
the
see
layers, yeah.
up there.
So it'll be fun. This is Renee. Renee is doing our wall here in a beautiful gray.
So this has given you a different aspect on how all this is set up.
100%. Yeah, it's one thing to go through and do the tours and come into these rooms day in and day out, and as much as you appreciate how beautiful and colorful the house is, actually going in and being able to apply that color and be a part of it is a cool experience. I'm enjoying it.
So how, now when you do tours, how will you relay that to guests? So, I mean, I think I would come in and say, you see this wall? I painted this wall. And it gives you
I don't know if I'd say that, to be honest. Like, just in case you see some mess ups, I don't want people to know it was me. No, I do get questions on the color of the house quite often. I just think this will be much better of a way to bring it all in and talk about the colors and the history of Creole.
and understand where all these designs and all these colors came from.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you another layer of information to share with the guest. All right. It's looking great. Thanks.
Thank you.
We can go into the salon. Now that long piece of green design that I showed you, that goes in this room.
Let's look at the work table right quick. Look at all these colors.
We have 32 different colors. What we're using is just an acrylic paint. You can buy it in an art store. We start with the base colors, and these are the base colors in the different rooms. The base color is the first color you put on, and then you put all the other colors on top of it. So that's what this is. We have done this in a beautiful green, almost a bluish green. I'm trying to figure out the name of it today, but I found it in so much of that Empire designs. I loved it. And you have to use different techniques. We use big brushes, small brushes, teeny brushes. And what we've done so far here, you can see over the mantle, this is the basic design. Again, you see that pendant, something hanging,
Yeah.
ribbons, eagles, stars, 7-pointed stars, which were very popular at the time. And so that's what we're going to have around the whole room. This color and many of the other colors that we're using, I find go incredibly well with the color of the doors.
Ah,
That so you have that red and the gold again.
very, very rich colors.
I didn't realize it at the beginning, but this golden ochre goes so well with all the colors. I really like that because we don't have a lot of gilded, anything gilded in the house, really, to speak of. So I can see how that's going to work quite well.
And what's Victor working on over here?
Victor is cleaning the doors. I told you we're doing. Victor, tell him what you're doing here. So
I'm just scraping the windows to get any excess paint off.
Excellent. Thank you. So just giving you a different outlook on the setting of the stage of the house for guests and how we take people through.
Yeah, it makes all of those differences make a big difference.
Excellent. Thank you.
I wanted to show you here just quickly. Here you see one that's been painted, but then the stencil is still on the wall.
Ah, yeah. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer so
Yeah.
everybody can
I
see.
thought that would be something.
You can
So
see
that's
up
our
there.
that's our next job. You can see holes in the middle of the gold there. So we just have to paint that. We have to put a white base on that, and then put the gold over it. So it's a 2-layer of paint.
Okay.
To make it stand out from the green.
Because otherwise that gold
This
would
is
blend a little
so
bit too much with the green.
Time-consuming. It is a lot of hands-on labor. It takes time, but at the end it works well. For instance, this room, what we've done is we have 4 colors on the frieze.
Mm-hmm.
We have the background green. We have the gold that you see. We have a silver, but actually it's a gray. And then we have a white. Now, it's easy to put white on, but we knew which color we wanted, but we have these acrylics. So what we do, it's maybe difficult to see, but we have blotches here. We have to mix the paints in small amounts, like in a bowl like this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that it matches this color. And once it matches the color, we can apply it to the frieze. So you'll see we get too dark, too light, too orange, too whatever. But that's what takes time. But that's what makes it a hand-painted frieze. It's not wallpaper. It's all hand-painted.
It's all done by hand.
Yeah. Let's go into the dining room.
So we've got a few people who are watching and a couple of comments about Jeremy Simeon, our friend, says it's neoclassical and beautiful. Some of our staff who've not come back with us are watching and saying hi. And une question en français. On n'est pas en train de rénover toute la maison. On est juste en train de nettoyer, de redécorer, d'apporter quelques autres éléments de décoration à l'intérieur de la maison.
Good. Well, hello, Jeremy, and everybody else. This is the design for the dining room, and this was taken from the dinner service at Malmaison.
So tell us, what is Malmaison?
Malmaison was the home of Napoleon's wife. Which one was it?
Joséphine.
Josephine. Okay. And this was also a design we had decided upon 16 years ago, and I'm so happy to be finally able to start putting it on the walls again. But you can see we're talking 5 different colors, different shades of gold, ochre, and then a bright teal almost as a green, which I love because it just juts out and creates a nice warm, every dining room should have red in it is what I'm thinking. So, and that's what we have here. So we just started this room. It's going to take us, I would think about maybe 10 days to get through this because of the different levels that we have to do. But it's, there's something very simple about it. It's floral. It's got the daisies, but we already had daisies.
Yeah.
We had designed, the original door designs had daisies in them before. So it made perfect sense to go with this design because of the, you don't think of Josephine with daisies, but it's just such a simple flower. But
And they're happy flowers.
yeah, they are.
They're happy flowers.
I love that.
Well, see, and this is not a Mardi Gras float. This is actually our mantelpiece. And so we're reusing the tape because, as you can imagine, every one of these rooms has to be taped, and then when it's for the painting, and then we're reusing the tape. So that's why the mantelpiece looks like St. Charles Avenue during Tux. All right, so.
That's good. Well, we're very frugal here, and we have used up 4 rolls of tape already, and so this is the only way.
Oh, look, here's a stencil.
Oh, yeah, we got the stencils here. And
So
you
there's
see
the
it.
stencil.
It's difficult to see against the background, but here you can
There we
see
go.
it. And so on this one, I did the blues and the greens, and I have to put, there's 2 more stencils on. That's for the men's bedroom. And we'll go into the ladies' boudoir, I call it. It's again, it is, we want to make it feminine. You saw that very, what I thought was a very masculine look.
Correct.
Inside out. And this is the dinner service for Marie Antoinette.
Okay.
And it is very delicate. It looks like bachelor buttons and roses with a blue, I call it rhododendron red. Not an orange red, but a purplish red. And it's very nice. It's going to go at the very top. And then right below the edge here, the walls will be cobalt blue.
Okay.
So we don't have a background color for this. We're going to go directly upon the plaster with the acrylic, which we had to look up and find out if that was possible. They said, yes, you can put acrylic on plaster. So that's the way. And you see the mantles, we have just cleaned the mantles. We have primed the mantles because we're going to make them look like marble.
Okay.
Faux marble, all the mantles.
So these mantelpieces they're Creole wraparound mantelpieces. They go all the way around the chimneys that you see, and these are really typical in houses in Louisiana up until around the 1820s or so.
That's right.
Yep.
Joseph knows his stuff. Here we go.
I've heard you tell this story so many
The
times.
ladies' bedroom, and even though the mattress is ugly, it's a design of grapes and grape leaves. And since this family from the 1820s was in the wine business, I thought that would be appropriate.
That is very appropriate.
I love this little design. It came from a pitcher, a French pitcher, water pitcher, ceramic, and so from the same time period. So I said, you know what, this is what we'll do.
That looks good.
It's a very pretty light.
And so we haven't started in here yet. So if you,
Well, it's because we don't need a base color.
we don't need a base color in here.
We're going to put these directly in. And you see these little vines?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't paint that with a brush. So we're using what is called an opaque marker in this color. And it is, you know how markers,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like a Sharpie or whatever, but it's opaque. And so I'll just make the lines
Okay.
as it goes on the wall. So it's going to, I'm going to have to somehow show where the lines go because, you know, when you're
Right.
10 feet up in the air, you can make a lot of mistakes. So let's go on into the room, which is the room which we started 16 years ago, and then we lost. Mine is in here.
So this room is really, really yellow.
It is quite yellow. And we call this the Lancome room, believe it or not. You know what Lancome perfume is?
Mm-hmm.
Well, about 18 years ago, the Lancome company came here, and in this room, painted yellow, this color, they shot their Poem commercials with Juliette Binoche.
Mm-hmm.
And so it all took place in this room, and so they loved the yellow. It was the same color as the Poem package. So even though it's yellow, we call it the Lancome room. Michael is here. He's doing a very complicated design. It's in 3 colors. He does them all at once with one stencil up there. So the guy's got talent.
Let's look up there. Are you just cranking it out, my friend?
That's it. That's how we do it.
That's how they do it. So what are you thinking about this process coming from actor to tour guide to master craftsman?
It's repetitious. It is lengthy, but great end result. Even if you look on that wall right over there.
Yeah, we can see that you've finished over here. And there with the light. It's very cloudy and rainy outside, so we don't have a lot of natural light in here today to help with what we're seeing. So sorry it's a little bit dark. You can see the different colors and the different layers there, and he is stenciling and doing a great job up there. All right. So it's pretty instant as Logan said a few minutes ago, it's rather instant gratification when we're able to peel the stencil off and see underneath what it looks like, I bet.
Okay.
All
So how
right.
much long are you going to be working on this, you think?
Oh, let's see.
You're about 2/3 of the way through, it looks like.
About, yeah, so it should take me about maybe another day and a half.
Okay, about 2 days. Okay, good. I
So
have to tell you, these guys and all of the people here are just amazing me. You know, when we decided to do this, Sam, my wife, and I said, "Well, who do we pick?" And we said, "Let's see." We knew that Michael's father years ago worked for Disney, and we knew that Logan was interested in fashion, and then we knew that Renee was doing paint by number, and so we picked a great team just by that. So they're doing something completely different, and so far we've had a good time doing it. It is tedious. It's going to take a while, but we wanted to give you an idea of what's going on here, just to let you know that we're not dead in the water at all. We're working. We have about 15 people here working at different jobs. So we're getting this done. It'll take us, 8 weeks at least to get through this. And if we have some time left over, we've got foam arbing to do. We could do the base molding. There's a lot here, but we're going to get it done. We'll enjoy doing it.
well, these houses were really, really richly decorated, and so doing this is going to add another dimension to what our guests see when we're able to open the doors back up and greet people in a safe environment, when we determine that is.
I have to tell you, the very first magazine article about Laura was done in Southern Living. It was about a year after we opened.
So in 1995-ish.
And they called it The Colors of Creole. That was the name of the article. We got a lot of mention because of that article. And they were really excited about the exterior colors of the house, but nothing on the inside. Well, now we've been able to complement that with the bright and rich colors that were here in this house when it was built. So we have the exterior bright colors, 7 colors on the outside of the house, and baby, we got 32 colors on the inside, just on the freezers alone. So we're excited about it.
Well, thanks for the walkthrough, Michael. Thank you. And
Well,
thanks
it's been
to
a pleasure.
all of you for watching and tuning in. Please go and share this to your different social media sites so other people can watch it. And keep following along with us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and those other places on our website so that we can keep you updated about the projects that we're working on and when we will be reopening and being able to take you through to see this for yourselves. So thanks a lot.
Renee is calling me. I got to go. Everybody wants to know, how did you do it? We can do it. Thank you.
Thank you.